You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
This episode brought to you by PetFlow, the leader in pet food and supplies.
It's Oh Behave with Arden Moore, the show that teaches you how to have harmony in the household with your pets. Join Arden as she travels coast to coast to help millions better understand why cats and dogs do what they do. Get the latest scoop on famous faces, their perfectly pampered pets, and who's walking who in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails. Garner great pet tips and have a doggone fur-flying fun time. So get ready for the pause and applause as we unleash your Oh Behave host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. Hey, it's time to get catty, everyone. That's because our special guest today is the unofficial spokesperson for all the fine felines on the planet. I mean this with all sincerity. She really knows how they think, and she knows how to convey their wants and needs without ever coughing up a hairball. I want you all to give pause and applause to best-selling author and humorist and my friend, Dena Harris. Welcome to the show, Dena.
Thanks, Arden. I'm happy to be here.
All right.
You make me sound so official and important. I love that. I'm like, I write about cat regurgitation jokes, but I like your intro better, so we're going to go with that.
Well, I think we have a possible dynamic duel because I'm the expert on the 3 Ps, pee, poop, and puke, and with your hairball, we could carve out quite an industry.
I'm thinking road trip, but yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but bring the ginger in case there's any on the way,
Exactly.
Hey, listeners, Dena's latest triumph is a must-have book aptly titled, I love this, Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? A diet book for cats. I'm speechless, Dena. I mean, great title. There's great gems inside.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. It took some coming up to come up with that one. I knew I wanted to do another parody book, and finally hit on the diet industry, and I was like, bingo, the minute I had the idea.
Well, we're going to talk about fat cats and a special flabby tabby and more, but you guys got to pause that little curiosity button inside you for just a minute because we got to pay for the show. So everybody sit and stay. We'll be right back after we take this commercial break.
Time for a pause. 4 furry ones, actually. Sit and stay. Oh Behave will be right back.
It's the Daily Doorbusters from PetFlow, the leader in pet food and supplies. Opportunity knocks every day with hundreds of products offered at huge, huge discounts. Up to 80% for your furry best friends. And delivered right to your door. Go to petflow.com/behave. These deals last for 1 day only, so act fast. 150 brands to choose from. Pet food, treats, toys, and more items than you can shake a tail at. And get free shipping on orders of $39 or more. A new deal every day. Get your paws on today's PetFlow Daily Doorbusters deal. Go to petflow.com/behave now.
Let's talk pets on PetLifeRadio.com. Oh Behave is back with more tail-wagging ways to achieve harmony in the household with your pets. Now back to your fetching host, America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore.
Welcome back to the Oh Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. My guest is Dena Harris, cat champion, lover of dark chocolate, and as her bio declares, and I agree, a decent human being. Dena is here to talk about her latest book, Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? A diet book for cats. And Dena, I do want to shout in right away. You are so generous. You're going to give away not 1, but 2 autographed copies of this book, correct, Amundo?
Absolutely. Happy to do it.
So we got to have some kind of a code word that people have to email me to get that. So what's a code word you want for a lucky winner or 2?
I think it should be something along the lines of, how about just Flabby Tabby?
Flabby Tabby. We have it. So listeners, if you are the 10th and the 30th, I'm going crazy here, person to email Arden at fourleggedlife.com. You're going to get your paws on Dena Harris's book, Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? I'm going to be saying that all day. Just thought I'd tell you that. And
Please do. Thank you for the free promotion. I'll take that.
You're welcome.
Keep going.
And I appreciate you giving away a couple of your books. And as you can tell, folks, Dena's not a wallflower, and she's not one of these followers. And in fact, when you open up her book, she makes this bold declaration right up front. in less time than it takes to cough up a hairball, you two can be fit, feline, and fabulous. And then she goes even further. If you heed her advice in the book, she vows that your fat cat can transform into a lean, mean, sleeping machine. Man, wow. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Me, wow, Dena. It looks like you've taken on quite a chubby challenge.
Yes, this book took us, it was a ton of research, and it was kind of funny because, I mean, obviously the whole book is a parody of the diet industry, right, that's out there for humans. And anybody who knows my work knows I tend to make fun not of cats, but of people, really. So I just use the cat humor to do it. I mean, the things that we do in our quest, to be lean and be thin and all this, you can see how ridiculous it is when you look at it through someone else's eyes, and in this case, through the eyes of a cat. I mean, what cat is going to go on a 24-hour, fruit and juice cleanse diet, without this going psycho kitty on you or something? You start looking at yourself like, yeah, maybe I want to rethink that.
Well, I mean, let's just go through it. You take on weight stalkers, Caddy Craig, and even that workout genius, Jillian, how do you pronounce that?
Jillian Meowkles. Meowkles instead of Michaels, yes.
Okay, so
so funny because I am not a pun person at all, but cat humor just lends itself to it. You have to do it.
I'm a punster, but you're a punster extraordinary. You actually have class in your puns. Mine are kind of, not the groaning type, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to hit all the big ones. I researched every diet book out there. People just thought I had issues, I think, at Barnes & Noble in the library. But, it's got the paleo diet, it's got the zone, it's got the Mayo Clinic, it's got exercise workout sections. The South Beach diet is a given. All the sand for a cat, the ultimate litter box, you got to have that as a diet in there. So
absolutely.
It was a lot of fun pulling them all out, and I thought I would have problems filling the book. And actually, there are so many diet plans out there. I mean, I just tossed away huge amounts of material that I had written just because there was not room to get everything in here that I wanted to.
I think there's a sequel coming. I do. I think there is. But I know it's radio, but we got to describe Dena Harris. First of all, you're no flabby tabby. You go on your blog and you're going to see your bike there. You run. I mean, come on, girl. You're going to the library and you're buying diet books. I bet those folks were like pickled as all could be when they saw who it was that was making the purchase.
It was actually rather flattering. I was a terrible thing, but I use Barnes & Noble as like my research center, instead of a library half the time. I just go and sit there and, drink coffee and read all the books for free and then don't buy them. Don't do that with my book. Buy my book. Don't do that.
Buy her book.
Buy my book. Don't do my strategy. So I'm sitting there just surrounded by, books on losing weight and up your metabolism and lose the fat and everything. And people would stop by and say, "Are you a trainer? Are you a personal trainer? Could I ask you a question?" And I would look at them and say, "No, I'm writing a diet book for cats." And they just looked at me like, "Oh, so you're insane," basically, is what you're saying. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Goodbye. I've never had anybody ask me, "Are you a personal trainer?" I'm built like a fire hydrant, so that's probably...
It made my day.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It made writing the whole book worthwhile. I'm not at all, of course, but I'm like, yes, I am.
Were on this. You were on mountain admiration until you said, "No, it's for cats."
Exactly. But they just kind of looked at me, and I said, I write humor books, and this is a diet book for cats. And they're still just looking at me. And I'm like, wait till the book comes out. You'll get it. It's all going to come together. You just have to wait.
Well, and speaking of your background, you and your husband pay the mortgage on your home in North Carolina, but really, who runs the house?
Please, the two cats, Olivia and Snowball. We have no say in anything. It's pathetic. We have no say in what time we get up, no say in what time we feed them. We live to serve, as any cat owner does.
And give us a little bio. Let's go with Snowball first.
Snowball, I'll try to make his story short. He's our newest cat, had him about a year and a half, and he actually started out as our neighbor's cat. And the quick story on that is that he was, I guess, just abandoned as a little kitten outdoors. And I kept seeing this little kitten in between my house and my neighbor's house. And I kept trying to catch this little cat, and I couldn't. And finally one day I did. And I brought it inside, and my husband gets home, and he's all snuggled in my arms. And I'm like, "Look, it's our new baby. The store stopped by today. Look what we have." And he's like, "Oh, God." So we get the cat, we name him, we take him to the vet, we get him chipped, everything. And later that evening, our neighbor knocks on our door and comes over, and they said, have you seen a little white kitten anywhere? Our kids are just next door crying because they can't find their cat. And my husband's like, excellent, you stole the neighbor's cat. Nice work.
Oh, no.
Good job. So I had to hand the cat back, and I said, and by the way, he's now microchipped with my sister's name in Florida. So, sorry about that, but she'll call if anything happens to him. So they kept the cat for a couple of years, but then they had to move, and they were going someplace. They were moving into an apartment that was not cat-friendly. So they
Wait a minute. Can we stop right there? Why in gosh name? If you love pets, come on, listeners. You're listening to me. We have 800,000 people listening right now. Are you nervous?
No, not at all.
Okay, cool. Good, because I want to get to a man.
Yeah,
but seriously, the logic of it is, I have Chipper, Cleo, Murphy, and Zeke, my furry Fab 4. I do pay a mortgage, but if I had to rent anywhere, by gosh, I would never go in a place that wouldn't let me bring my furry Fab 4. So I am right there with you, and I wasn't going to make a judgment call on them or anything, but I would just be homeless in a box outside before I give up my pets. There's just no way. But they don't feel about animals the same way I do, apparently. And they knew I loved this cat and would take good care of it. So I said, sure, we'll take Snowball. And he was also an outdoor cat with them, more outdoor than anything, on kind of a busy area. So did they keep his name that you gave him?
No. They switched. I had named him Captain Jack. Long story we won't go into, but they named him Snowball, which is funny because you think it's an all-white cat, and it's not. He's like some white and then like a little, tabby calico action going on. People look at me like, why did you name this cat Snowball? So it wasn't me. It was a 7-year-old. My cats are indoor cats only, so I was very worried about how Snowball would acclimate to being brought indoors, and I thought, well, okay, this will be a process, and I brought him in the first day and set him down and, kind of watched to see what he would do, and he just kind of looked around like air conditioning, and this is nice. He sat right down in the middle of the Oriental rug and hasn't left since. So it was not a hard transition at all.
And how is he with Olivia?
Snowball's very friendly. He likes all other cats. They are not best buddies, but they get along, which was good because my first cat that I had, Lucy, she was my very first cat, and I brought Olivia in after her, and Lucy was not happy about that. She just, on year 7, she's looking at me like, really? When is this other cat going? How long is this going to go on? But no, the two of them, Olivia and Snowball, get along just fine.
So what's the 411 on Olivia?
The 411 on Olivia is that we had our first cat, Lucy, and I decided in my ultimate wisdom that she was lonely because my husband and I both worked all day and that she needed a friend. And I just went into the vet one day, and, they kind of have the cages up front with kittens in there that have been found, and they're trying to find homes. And she was just in there all by herself, and, your animals pick you. It was just one of those, I looked at her, I looked in her eyes, and she looked in mine, and I was like, oh yeah, you're coming home with me. That was just a done deal. So, yeah, again, brought her home, and again to the husband, hey, look what the stork brought. I basically am not allowed to leave the house without his permission at this point. I just bring animals back.
And aren't you allergic to cats?
I am, Arden. It's the saddest thing.
Wait a minute. Miss Cat Humorist Extraordinaire.
I know.
What?
I know.
That's mean. I can't believe you're allergic. I feel so bad for you.
I get a weekly allergy shot.
Oh my gosh.
To help. And we are pretty religious about keeping the house clean. I can't let the cat hair accumulate or I start to choke. But I don't care. I will do what I have to do to have my cats with me. But yeah, it is kind of odd that I write all these cat books and my life centers around cats and I can't tolerate them.
We're speaking with Dena Harris. Her latest marvel is called Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? It's a book she's given away not 1 but 2 today to the 10th and 30th person who emails Arden at 4legged Life with the keywords flabby tabby. So we're going to delve into some of the gems of this book after we take a commercial break. But before we do, we have to give a big pause up to PetFlow. They are the internet's leader in pet food delivery service and much more. You got to go up to their page and check out the Daily Door Busters. Here's how you do it. Just go to www.petflow, that's FLOW.com/behave. And use the code BEHAVE, and you're going to get free shipping on any order above $39. That is Kool-Aid. So you got to check it out. They got different must-have pet products every day on their daily doorbuster, so check them out. But you got to go to petflow.com/behave, use the code word behave, and you're going to save a little extra ka-ching on the shipping if you buy more than $39, which is very doable if you have 1, 2, or 300 pets in your household. So check it out. All right, guys, we're going to find out how we can slim down those fat cats on our planets with Dena Harris right after we get back from this commercial break.
Time for a walk on the red carpet, of course. Oh Behave will be back in a flash right after these messages.
Hi, I'm Dana Humphrey, the founder of Whitegate PR. We have been specializing in PR and marketing in the pet industry for over 10 years. If you have a pet product or service you would like to promote, give us a call. We can help create awareness for your brand on TV, radio, magazines, newspapers, and blogs. Feel free to reach me directly at 619-414-9307 or learn more on our website at whitegatepr.com or follow us on Facebook.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi, this is Jen Davis, the creator of Garfield, urging you to listen to the Oh Behave Show with Arden Moore on Pet Life Radio.
Oh, yeah? We'll see about that.
We're back from the lot. Just checked the paper and we had a record showing at the box. The letterbox, that is. Now back to Oh Behave. Here's Arden.
Welcome back to the O Behave Show on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Arden Moore. We have been chatting, getting catty with the meowvelous, the one and only Dena Harris. She writes books on humor, which is not easy, folks. You think your life is a joke? Well, she makes a living doing this, and her latest book is called Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? I can just see you, Dena, pitching this to 10 Speed Press, your publisher, with that title. Yep. How did it go?
You know, it went really well. That was the title I pitched, and that was the title they kept, which I was really happy with because, you know, a few of the other books that I've done, you know this, you just go through the rounds. You pitch a title, and they're like, not so much, and it, you know, it goes around and around. The title basically sold the book. Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? It tells everything you want to know. It's exactly what humans do when we look in the mirror. We're like, oh, does this dress make my butt look big? And we're all over it. And Kinsby did a great job, I think, with the cover. You know, just has a picture of this big, white, furry feline, you know, kind of checking herself out in the mirror with her diamond collar on, like, can I go out like this? So, yeah.
And we got to do a shout-out to your illustrator, too. And please pronunciate her last name.
I knew you were going to ask that. You know what? I actually don't know that. I know the correct pronunciation of that. Boyajian.
I feel like
I just mangled that. Sorry, Anne. Anne is a great illustrator.
And we're going to do it, girl. It's Anne, a B as in boy, Oyajian. I feel like I'm a Vanna White vowel turner. But you know what? The illustrations really help the gems that you have inside here. So I wanted just to, I always give credit for the illustrators because they help us.
I appreciate that because she did a fantastic job. And 10 Speed Press did too, putting the whole thing together. It's just, you know, my books generally are like your Christmas stocking stuffer type book, you know, give to people. And so just, I was real happy with the color and the size and the cover and everything else. Loved it.
Well, let's get into the book. All right. You've got some easy, as you call it, practical tips. So we're thinking like a cat. And I love this. The first tip you say is eat whatever you want. But there's a caveat.
Yes. As if you're a cat, you can eat. Can we do this on the air?
Yeah.
Eat whatever you want, you know, but just regurgitate it later.
and probably
the one thing that you could do.
And you say usually about in the middle of deep REM sleep by the two-leggers in your household, right?
Yeah, exactly. That way, you know, they'll be forced to clean it up in the morning when they get up.
Now, what about work in light cardio? I'm thinking of seeing a kitty with the little sweatbands and little mini weights. What are you talking about?
There's an illustration on that. Light cardio, you know, for a cat can be pretty much just standing up. You know, could probably be considered cardio, at least for my cats, because they are really fat, which is embarrassing and sad.
You're too. Olivier and Snowball are fat.
Oh, it's pathetic. I'm so embarrassed by it. Yes, every cat I've ever had, I have made fat. I work with my vet. She thinks I'm a liar. I'm like, I swear to you, I measure out their food. We don't give them, you know, extra treats and snacks. And, you know, we play chase the jingle ball with them, which would be a cardio thing that your cat could do. You know, when I wrote that, working like cardio, I was thinking of my cats tend to go insane about 2 a.m. under my bed, generally just chasing each other or something in circles around and around and around. And I'm like, really? This is when you're going to get your interval workout, is when I'm trying to get my REM sleep.
Well, maybe your husband's sneaking food too.
No, we accuse each other of it. We both kind of point the finger at each other. So I don't think he is, and he probably thinks I am, but I really am not. I don't know. I think the cats just do it to annoy me. I don't know where they get this extra weight from, but they're both big. And people look at me and ask for advice, like, oh, you're the cat writer. You tell me how to make my cat spin and do this and that. And if they don't know me well, I give advice. And if they do, I'm like, yeah, I can't do that.
Well, you also have
I have no shame.
You kind of have a co-author in this book. There's some letters written to a Dear Flabby Tabby. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Dear Flabby Tabby is my version of Dear Abby, where people write in, with their love life and problems. Well, this is cats are writing into Flabby Tabby to ask for some advice on, what they can do if, I'm trying to think, flipping through the book here on one example that we have. It's not even just diet advice, It's one time somebody wrote in and said, Dear Flabby Tabby, the last time I underwent surgery, I woke up with no teeth. I'm not even going to tell you what my friend Bill was missing when he woke up. If I want to lose weight, is surgery really my only option? And Flabby Tabby comes back and was like, have you explored eating less and exercising more? Ha ha ha, just kidding. No, seriously, just go under the knife and keep eating whatever you want. Which is what we humans do. That's what,
right.
It is. It's like, okay, you could eat less and exercise, or you could, and I don't want to undermine that for everyone, but some people are always looking for the magic pill or magic bullet or something. It's not complicated, people.
Well, there's also kind of a little controversy on page 76 in your book. You were saying there's a little note that Garfield was the original Weight Stalker spokescat, but what happened? He got shown the kitty door.
Yes, in my version, Garfield, I love Garfield. He doesn't love him. It's the original cat that you used to read about. But I said that, after it was revealed that Garfield had gained 8 pounds after going on a low-cal frozen lasagna eating binge, Catty Craig kicked him off the plan. So,
see? He crossed over. He went from Weight Stalkers to Catty Craig. That's a kitty no-no.
Exactly.
You had a great opportunity, so that's good. Where do you get these ideas? Are you over-caffeinated when you come up with the ideas, or where are you getting these ideas?
Part of it, honestly, is I just sit down and read the real books, read the real diet books, and they just lend themselves to humor. You know what I mean? Like, all my humor really is, it's probably 99% truth with just that 1% tweak, to make it a little bit different. Like all the diet books will say things like, track how hungry you are on a scale from 1 to 10, and you ought to be about a 7,
right,
somewhere around there. So what cat is going to stand for that? So in my book, I have track how hungry you are on a scale of 1 to 10. Anytime you go above a 1, eat immediately before fatigue and hallucinations set in.
Yeah.
Which is what any normal person should do. So that's what I do. So I literally pulled that from some books. Track how hungry you are on a scale of 1 to 10. That's from any diet book you want to look at. And then I just add that little tweak of, if you're hungry at all, go stuff kibble down your throat, because that's what a cat's going to do.
And why cats and not dogs? You champion cats, what is it?
Because I am even more allergic to dogs than I am to cats, and I literally,
really?
Even with an allergy shot, I can't have dogs in the house, so I don't live with dogs. And there's something about living with an animal that you really understand all the little nuances, and you see things that I know general things about dogs, but I couldn't get the really funny nuances that dog owners could get from living with them. It's like living with my cats. Every now and again, I'll walk into a room, and one will just be sitting in a corner, just facing the wall. And I'm like, have you been bad? Was it self-punishment? What is this? But if I didn't have a cat in my house, I wouldn't know that. I wouldn't be able to make a joke about it. And so that's why cats and not dogs. I can't do that with dogs until they come up with some magic pill that gets rid of these stupid allergies so I can get a dog, because I love dogs.
Well, you also do a lot of professional speaking when you're not running marathons. So tell us what kind of upcoming speaking engagements people can look for you.
The most recent one coming up is a couple weeks from now in September. I will be in North Carolina. I will be speaking at the Pet Sitters International Conference, and I will actually be giving a talk to pet sitters about how to improve their public speaking tips, whether they're speaking with clients or doing group presentations or promoting a book they have, or anything like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've talked to that group before, and they are a fun group of people. And I'm just writing workshops throughout the year, just around the area where I live, and sometimes at writers' conferences.
And how do people find more about you? Because I think you have this very hard-to-follow website.
It is terribly complicated. No, it's DenaHarris.com.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. HARRIS.com. And, you can link to all my books and my writing workshop classes and probably read more about my cats than you would ever want to know.
And you've written a number of books. The previous gem was called Who Moved My Mouse? A self-help book for cats. And I believe that has been published in more than a handful of different countries, including Russia and China. Interesting.
Yes. That was really fun because we actually took a trip to Russia right when Russia bought the rights to the book. So I tried to meet up with my Russian agent up there, the person who was handling the book, and didn't quite work out, but I just felt so important trying to arrange that. So that was kind of fun. Nice little ego boost.
All right. Well, we are delighted that you're going to give away 2 autographed copies of her latest book, Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? For the 10th and 30th person who emails Arden at 4legged Life with the code words. What are they, Dena?
Flabby Tabby.
Flabby Tabby. And then you're throwing in a new car, too, I thought, right?
I'm sorry, I'm what?
You're throwing in a new car, too, right?
Okay, we're breaking up, Arden. Bye-bye. No.
Well, you can be...
I write cat books for a living. I'm not giving away a new car. There are limits. Come on now.
All right. Well, are you working on something new that we can get you back on maybe down the road?
I am brainstorming ideas for the next book. I've got a few I'm not willing to talk about yet, but I haven't quite settled on one. So once I know what it is, absolutely, I would love to come back.
All right. Well, I also want to give a shout out to Olivia and Snowball and the late, great Lucy. That really inspired.
Oh, thank you.
And, they're always with us. I have Zeke and Murphy, and I had the late, great Callie, my pally, and little guy, a.k.a. Dude, and, the list goes on. But I agree with you. I learn a lot about life by watching how they handle circumstances like, drooling dogs and loud TV and things like that. So there's a lot of life lessons, don't you think our cats bring us?
Yes, you learn what's getting excited about and what isn't. A
right.
ladybug in the house, totally worth it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know you got to take your 4th nap of the day with Olivia and Snowball, and you're going to do a big stretch, right? I mean, that's your exercise for the day, correct?
That's my light cardio. Standing up, sitting down. I follow my cat's lead.
All right. And I'm so glad. I love this book. Folks, you got to get your paws on it. Does This Collar Make My Butt Look Big? It's the latest book by Dena Harris. It's a diet book for cats. Seriously, check it out. You'll see what I'm talking about. And at this time also, I'd like to thank my producer, Mark Winter. He makes this show happen each and every week. Be good to your dogs. Be good to your cats. Hey, be good to yourself and all the other 2-leggers. And before I go, remember, listeners, you have a chance to score some really cool pet products at great prices. They're called Daily Doorbusters. Just go to petflow.com/behave and use the code BEHAVE, and when you do so, you will get free shipping if you place an order above $39. Seriously, free shipping, and I think that's a great idea. So just check out petflow.com/behave, use the code word BEHAVE, and you're going to save even more money. And until next time, this is your flea-free host, Arden Moore, delivering just 2 words to all you 2, 3, and 4-leggers out there. Oh, behave!
Coast to coast and around the world, it's Oh Behave with Arden Moore. Find out why cats and dogs do the things they do, and get the latest buzz from wagging tongues and tails in Rin Tin Tinseltown. From famous pet experts and best-selling authors to television and movie stars, you'll get great tail-wagging pet tips and have a fur-flying fun time. Oh Behave with America's pet edutainer, Arden Moore. Every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.